Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ruach Kadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth, and nothing but the truth. In the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashem Shah, trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations. Like, for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person or so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. So a lot of y'all, I'm a little tired, sleepy, starting to yawn a little. But anyway, I got some videos of some plagues and stuff that's going on around the world. The Lord is bringing to this whole entire earth, punishing the wicked of the 2/3 of Israel and you heathens. I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripture my best ability, say whatever God say through spirit and power. Yahweh Bashem Shah, the Holy Spirit of Ruach Kadash, Lord will be on legated. And also to add on the visitation of the Lord, yeah. Because this is absolute, all these plagues that's going on all over the world, showing you that the Lord is flexing his muscle or flinching his finger, because this is nothing to the Lord. Or showing his power. You get what I'm trying to say.
A catastrophic and historic inland flooding emergency continues to paralyze large swaths of Mississippi as the relentless, moisture-packed remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur stall over the Deep South. The National Weather Service, NWS, and the Jackson Weather Forecast Office have classified this as a 1 in 200-year rainfall event for multiple southern and central Mississippi counties. The exceptional longevity of the tropical system, combined with record-shattering precipitable water levels drawn from an anomalously warm Gulf of Mexico, has turned tranquil suburban streets into raging rivers, triggered widespread infrastructure failures, and forced emergency services into around-the-clock water rescue operations. According to preliminary economic and meteorological impact assessments published by AccuWeather, the total structural damage, agricultural losses, and infrastructure destruction caused across the region by Arthur are currently estimated between $4 billion and $6 billion. The Pine Belt region, centered around the city of Hattiesburg, has emerged as one of the primary disaster zones in the state due to rapid hydrological rises in local river systems. Intense stalling rain bands dropped between 10 and 15 inches of rain across Forest, Lamar, and Jones counties in less than 48 hours. This extreme runoff caused immediate exponential rises in both Bowie Creek and the Leaf River. The NWS has placed Bowie Creek under a high-priority flood warning, with minor to moderate flooding actively engulfing low-lying residential developments. Minor tributaries, including Gordon, Mixon, Burkett, and Priest Creeks, have breached their banks, spilling murky water into local neighborhoods. First responders from the Hattiesburg Fire Department and Forest County Emergency Management have been operating continuously, utilizing high-water vehicles and swift water rescue boats. In one high-stakes operation, rescue crews successfully extracted an entire family, including an infant, from a home completely surrounded by waist-deep floodwaters. Multiple motorists who ignored barricades were also pulled from submerged vehicles along major local thoroughfares. To combat the creeping floodwaters, local authorities have established multiple emergency sandbag distribution hubs, including Hattiesburg Fire Station, 810 Main Street, the Forest County Emergency Management Complex, 4080 U.S. Highway 11, and the Northeast Lamar Fire Station, 753 Weathersby Road. Long lines of residents have been observed at these sites as communities race to protect their properties. Further south, near the city of Carriere and Picayune, the storm triggered a terrifying infrastructure crisis that caught the attention of national emergency management agencies. A critical flash flood emergency was officially declared for southern Pearl River County, downstream of the Anchor Lake Dam, along East Hobolochito Creek. The reservoir's capacity was completely exhausted by torrential rainfall totals, averaging between 8 and 10 inches. Water began violently cascading over both the primary spillway and the auxiliary earthen spillway systems. Fearing a potential structural breach that would release a wall of water into lower-lying residential communities, the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency, MEMA, and local sheriff deputies enacted immediate mandatory evacuations for roughly 30 to 40 homes directly downstream. Structural engineers confirmed that the dam has ultimately held up under the immense pressure. The event highlights...
Alright, that's enough. Let's see what's going on in other parts around the world. That's what's going on in Mississippi. Let's see what's going on in, where is this at? Shit, I don't know, Switzerland? Yeah.
We all have a type. A powerful thunderstorm swept across Zurich, Switzerland on the 19th of June, 2026, bringing intense rainfall, strong winds, and frequent lightning after several days of hot weather. The sudden change caught many residents by surprise, as calm summer conditions quickly turned into severe weather. Several parts of the city experienced disruptions as heavy rain and gusty winds impacted daily activities. On Römerstrasse, a fallen tree damaged tram infrastructure by pulling down overhead power lines, causing significant interruptions to public transportation services. Emergency crews were rapidly deployed to secure affected areas and restore safety. The storm's impact was also visible around Berkeleyplatz and the famous Bahnhofstrasse, where streets and outdoor spaces were left soaked by the downpour. Witnesses described how the weather changed within minutes, with dark clouds, thunder, and heavy rain arriving unexpectedly. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. However, the event highlighted the power of rapidly developing summer storms and the importance of staying alert as extreme weather continues to affect communities across Europe.
See what's going on in Vietnam.
A sudden and exceptionally violent thunderstorm accompanied by destructive squalls and torrential rain struck Cao Lan City, the capital of Dong Thap Province in the Mekong Delta, on Saturday afternoon. The severe weather system, which rolled in unexpectedly around 3:30 p.m., ripped through multiple administrative wards, leaving a trail of physical destruction, uprooted urban trees, collapsed roofs, disrupted telecommunications, and localized power outages. According to the Dong Thap Hydro-Meteorological Station, the localized downpour dumped varying amounts of rainfall across the city, ranging between 5 millimeters to 15 millimeters within a short duration, with some pockets recording spikes exceeding 20 millimeters. The total volume of precipitation was not unprecedented. It was the catastrophic velocity of the localized wind gusts and severe downbursts that inflicted severe damage on the city's aging trees and light civil infrastructure. Emergency rescue operations, civil defense forces, municipal sanitation crews, and local youth volunteers were immediately deployed to clear heavy debris and assist affected residents. The municipal authorities confirmed late Saturday evening that no human casualties or severe injuries had been recorded within the hardest hit wards. The destructive squalls did not hit the city uniformly. Instead, they struck in localized bursts, heavily impacting 3 major wards in the central and suburban perimeters of Cao Lan City. As the commercial and administrative heart of the city, Cao Lan Ward bore the brunt of the aesthetic and structural urban damage. The core issue here was the sudden failure of mature, decades-old trees lining major thoroughfares. Dozens of massive shade trees, which form the signature green canopy of the city center, were completely unseated from the soil, or split directly down their trunks. Falling branches and massive trunks directly flattened at least 2 civilian cars parked along the sidewalks, reducing the vehicles to wreckage. Fallen trunks completely barricaded primary roads, halting motorbikes and passenger buses mid-transit, creating massive bottlenecks that gridlocked downtown traffic for several hours. As heavy branches snapped downward, they dragged down overhead electricity lines and fiber optic telecommunication cables, causing instantaneous blackouts and cutting off internet connectivity for thousands of metropolitan households. My Tra ward suffered intense wind shear damage to private property. The high-velocity squalls created strong aerodynamic lift, peeling off heavy corrugated iron and zinc roofing sheets from numerous residential houses. These airborne sheets were tossed into adjacent lanes, creating extreme hazards. Stripped of their roofs, several homes were completely exposed to the accompanying downpour, destroying indoor electronics, furniture, clothing, and stored food supplies. My Nyai ward, characterized by a mix of residential housing and semi-rural agricultural zones, witnessed severe structural degradation.
All right, I'm gonna stop right there. Let's see what's going on in India.
Bauer, Pittsburgh, and U.S. General are showing up in homes and garages across America.
India continues to face an uneven monsoon, with rainfall distribution remaining highly irregular across the country. Heavy rains lashed Kolkata and its adjoining areas, offering relief from extreme humidity. Heavy downpour in parts of the city triggered severe waterlogging. So far, the monsoon has remained stalled across large parts of the central and western India due to the lack of strong weather systems and weak monsoon circulation. However, after a delayed start and a slow advance across Maharashtra, the southwest monsoon is showing signs of revival. In Pune, heavy rainfall lashed parts of the city, leading to waterlogging and slow traffic in some areas. In Mumbai, light showers on Sunday, bringing relief from the heat and humidity. The Indian Meteorological Department says conditions are favorable for the monsoon to advance further, with rainfall expected to pick up across the state in the coming days. Meanwhile, India's monsoon shortfall is beginning to take a toll on the country's water reserves. Live water storage in 166 major reservoirs has fallen to just 28% of their total capacity. The drop comes as the country grapples with a cumulative monsoon rainfall deficit of around 40%. Weather officials, however, say conditions are becoming more favorable for the monsoon to revive in the coming days.
Nahum chapter 1 verse 3. The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power and will not at all acquit the wicked. So this is for the heathens and the 2/3 of Israel getting their asses whooped. A lot of rain, high winds, lightning, thunder, storms, tempest, hail, all that stuff. And let's see what it said. The Lord Yahweh have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, the clouds of the dust of his feet. Isaiah chapter 28 verse 2. Behold, the Lord Yahweh Shema Rashai have a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Yep. Let's see what's going on right here. What is in California? Wildfires.
And finally, the wildfire season is already showing dangerous signs in the U.S. state of California. According to new figures, more than 1,700 wildfires have already erupted across the state this year. Fire officials warn that the most dangerous months are still ahead. This has raised concerns that California could be heading into another challenging wildfire season. Our final report gives you all the details.
California's wildfire season is off to an alarming start. New data has shown that by mid-June, the American state has already recorded around 1,720 separate wildfires, burning nearly 54,000 acres of land. And across the state, more than 2,800 personnel have already been deployed to tackle flames. While these numbers are significant on their own, officials have warned of a bigger concern. California hasn't even entered the most dangerous part of the fire season yet. Wildfires have become a year-round threat in California, but the pace of fires in 2026 is drawing attention. Dry conditions across large parts of the state are creating favourable conditions for fire growth. The numbers are a reminder that wildfire season is no longer limited to late summer and autumn. In many regions, dangerous conditions are appearing much earlier. The California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection of CAL FIRE has also forecast grim days ahead.
What we're seeing right now is, yes, it's going to be drier and hotter. We're looking at all the predictive models and they're saying it's going to be an above average peak fire season.
But why is the fire risk increasing? California experienced a relatively weak snowpack in many mountain areas this year so far. According to reports, the snowpack is sitting at just 18% of the average normally recorded across the state. This means that less moisture is available to keep forests and vegetation hydrated through summer. The state's low snowpack could have wide-ranging impacts, from less water available during the dry season to increased stress on agriculture and water management systems. It could also affect wildfire conditions. With less snowmelt, forests may dry out faster. At the same time, rising temperatures have accelerated drying across grasslands and forest. As vegetation loses moisture, it becomes highly combustible fuel, waiting for a spark. Fire officials are particularly concerned about drought conditions, developing flash droughts in Northern California and persistent dryness across Southern California. The human cost of wildfires is too high to bear. They don't just destroy forests. Wildfires threaten homes, businesses, infrastructure, wildlife habitats, and public health. Smoke from large fires can travel hundreds of miles, affecting air quality far beyond the immediate fire zone. CAL FIRE has urged residents to be prepared and take precautionary measures. It said homeowners should remove dry brush, have at least 5 feet of defensible space around the home, and clean out gutters.
It's so important that homeowners do their defensible space, have their go bags ready, and have that emergency plan ready to enact.
Yeah, and also have those prayers sent up to Yahweh Shema Shah to get you through these times. Yeah.
So as fire agencies increase their preparedness efforts and crews monitor high-risk regions,
Might not be anywhere near them go bags, but you always have prayers to send to the Lord.
officials stress that preparation remains one of the most effective tools for reducing losses. California's 2026
Lord have an angel watching over you and protecting you.
wildfire season is still in its early stages, but with so many acres already burnt, the warning signs are clear. As temperatures rise, the state's biggest test may still lie ahead. For millions of Californians, the coming months could determine whether 2026 becomes another routine fire season or a major wildfire disaster.
Yep. See what's going on here.
Now, much of Western Europe is sweltering in a grueling heat wave, with temperatures expected to climb further in the coming days. Authorities across the continent have been issuing extreme weather alerts. In European capitals, both residents and tourists are improvising ways to stay cool.
For many Europeans, it's already the second heat wave of the year, with temperatures soaring above 40 degrees Celsius in cities across the continent. Authorities have been issuing warnings of extreme heat, which can be especially dangerous for the elderly, children, and those with health conditions, bringing a risk of exhaustion, heat stroke, and even death.
Well, we have a 11-and-a-half-month-old, and it's very difficult. We have to keep him shaded at all times, keep him cool. We have a wet rag on him. And we try to seek shelter when we can and go home and take a nap at the hottest times of the day.
The cause of the heat wave is a powerful high-pressure system.
Oh shit, because of the heat wave is because of the Lord toasting you niggas up. From you heathens to you 2/3 of Israel. Now they gotta do all this science talk. The pressure of the molecules of the air is mixing in with the heat, and it's mixing in with the ions and the ventrons and the tuprons and the zipperons and the gooba-dibba-doo, yabba-dabba-doo and all that bullshit. Man, niggas, how about your mouth shot? Shit.
Trapping Saharan air over much of Europe, sometimes referred to as a heat dome.
Whatever, it's your how about your mouth shot.
Scientists say that human-made climate change is making heat
Oh, no. It's your how about your mouth shot.
waves more frequent and intense. And according to researchers, Europe is warming faster than any other continent on Earth. Along with the soaring temperatures, forecasters are warning of severe thunderstorms, hail, and heavy rain over the weekend. But for now, staying hydrated and cooling off as much as possible is the best way to beat the heat.
Well, Andrea Pedotti is an epidemiologist and a member of the Italian Red Cross specializing in heat waves. I asked him at what point extreme heat becomes dangerous.
So,
when your ass is on fire, when your ass is on fire, shit, by them nukes.
every time that we have a temperature which is different from when the one that we are used to, then we have problems. When we have multiple days, for example, over 32 degrees, maybe even during the night, then the body starts to feel exhausted by heat. So we start to...
Oh yeah, no shit, bro. Oh my goodness.
Talk about heat exhaustion, and we start to see more people going to the emergency department or even dying. So we nowadays we can model pretty easily and with some acceptable level of precision, which will be the impact of heat waves on human body.
Now, of course, we're always being told, try and stay cool, drink a lot of water, but
if you have water to drink, that's shit. I know it's not, water ain't scarce in this area, well, this Europe, this whole so-called continent, but it's really called Eurasia or West Asia. But shit, sooner or later they're gonna be shortages going on of shortages of water in Europe. Yeah, just like what's going on in Cuba, Puerto Rico. Well, Cuba, shit, might as well say Cuba, especially with their infrastructure shit. But anyway.
How does the
in America, definitely a water shortage.
Body, how do you notice that you're getting too hot for comfort?
Anyway.
Is dehydration or a heat stroke, is that something that you can actually feel coming? So
yeah. You'll feel kind of low energy and like your brain is melting, you won't feel like you normally would feel.
That you can do something about it in time?
Yes, get some water and get your ass in the damn shade if you can.
So it's always a balance between the heat that comes in and the heat that goes out of the body. And the heat can come in through the temperature of the air or from the direct light and heat from the sun. Those are the two main sources. While it can go, it goes out.
Anyway, that's heat wave. I don't want to hear these niggas talk no more. Anyway, plagues. Let's get to this one. What is this about? Building on fire in California.
We now have California declaring a state of emergency. They're saying that this Los Angeles warehouse fire is billowing smoke, and it has been for days, but it's toxic smoke that is now shifting. So a state of emergency going into play here because they can't control what's going on. They say that they got the roof put out, but it's such a large warehouse that if they try to enter, they're saying things inside are still on fire, and that the smoke is so thick that they can't make their way into the heart of the area. Now, this is a pretty big situation. It's a massive complex. Anyone downwind should use caution. They're saying that the wind is going to shift. It already has. They say in the Sunday afternoon, parts of central and the eastern side of Los Angeles are going to see this massive plume shift their way. So it's getting swirled around all over the place in the region. I would pay attention to this. They are sending out officials to help assist with enhanced air quality monitoring because of this. They also go on to say here that 10 million people around it, all affected from this facility, but they're trying to avert a major environmental disaster because of the millions of pounds of spoiling bio-waste that's connected with this.
Oh, man. That shit gonna suck breathing in.
So this could be a bigger issue than what anyone realizes if they don't get this nipped in the bud quick, but I'm going to say it's not looking good. And with this toxic air swirling around, man, reach out to folks you know in the surrounding area, check on them, let them know what's going on, and if you're going to pass through this area, they're suggesting people wear N95 masks, commercial grade, all that, and have their air purifiers running, everything. I mean, this is pretty bad. So follow me on X for more updates, and join me for the live streams for more as well Monday.
They say it started 3 days ago. Anyway, but hey, that's news though. That's what's going on. Let's get to the last one.
A large number of fish have died and have been washed ashore on the sea coast at Boyapadu village in Andhra Pradesh. Thousands of dead fish have washed ashore along a nearly 6-kilometer stretch of the coast. The incident has alarmed fishermen who depend on the sea for their livelihoods. Fresh questions are also raised on industrial pollution in the region, and fishermen are pointing their fingers towards chemical waste being dumped by pharmaceutical companies. They claim untreated industrial effluents are being released into the sea. Local communities say fish stocks have already been declining, forcing many fishermen to travel farther or migrate elsewhere in search of a catch. Continued pollution could severely impact the livelihoods of thousands of families across the region's fishing villages. Residents are urging authorities to investigate the cause of the fish deaths and take immediate measures to protect marine ecosystems.
You know, I see more videos right here. Might as well go and catch them. Throw them in as a bonus. Let me see what this is about. Oh, this 3 days. 30 water, foul, odor, burnt. Alright, I'll get that one in there. That time a woman killed in a massive inferno at beach resort. Yeah. Water crisis 5 days ago. I think I played that video talking about that one. Ooh. Yeah, this is gas skyrocket. Alright, let me get the other videos. I didn't know anything about these videos.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Heavy rainfall caused major flooding in several parts of the West Island. Power has been shut off for public safety reasons in Dullar Desormeaux and parts of Pierrefonds, affecting at least 20,000 homes and businesses. In Pierrefonds, cars were submerged. This is the corner of Pierrefonds Boulevard in St. Pierre, where the sewer system overloaded and the street was turned into a lake. A number of other major streets have also been closed. The city announcing that Pierrefonds Library and Cultural Center will also be closed tomorrow, as well as the Versailles swimming pool. The city is asking residents not to call 311 at this time because it is receiving too many calls. Officials across the West Island are advising.
Oh, this ain't no big deal. I thought like Yeah, it's not that much of a big deal. Anyway.
Well, it's been about a month since a combination of factors caused thousands of fish to suffocate due to low oxygen levels. This was in the Chattahoochee River.
They say it wasn't because of that, because it was dumping toxic sewage shit was dumped in that bitch.
Officials say they are bringing in outside.
Too much sewage waste was going into the water.
It helps so they can pinpoint the exact reasons behind it. Fox 5's Ray Urena reports.
To my right is Peachtree Creek. The Atlanta Department of Watershed Management says it's investigating the potential role of an underground tunnel that's here in last month's fish kill.
What caused thousands of fish to suffocate in the Chattahoochee River? That's the question the Atlanta Department of Watershed Management is trying to answer.
If there is a link between what came out of the tunnel,
You got a lot of trash in that river too,
and the fish kill, then we wouldn't know what that is. Presently, we don't have a good explanation of what else it could be, and so that's why.
Man, well, y'all test the fucking water out and see.
We're focusing in on the tunnel.
Commissioner,
I don't think they ain't out testing the water. They probably have, and they ain't gonna tell you what it is.
Greg Irely says the department has hired a third party to conduct its own investigation as they move forward with their own.
They're bringing in experts from around the country to look at not only our operations, but look at the tunnel system itself.
Irely says prior to the fish kill, the West Area Tunnel overflowed for about 4 hours.
With our standard operating procedures, the changes need to be made there. We did operate that tunnel using our standard operating procedures. This particular event made it very difficult from a time perspective to get all the facilities up and running.
The Chattahoochee Riverkeeper previously said a combination of stormwater runoff, drought, and sewage overflow led to
sewage overflow.
Oxygen levels dropping in the river. They say that combination created a kill zone in the river.
Sewage overflow and all that trash.
That spanned for at least 20 miles.
We want to ensure that the tunnel, the way it's designed, can handle an event like this. That tunnel's been in operation for over 15 years. We've only had 3 events where we've had the overflow engaged.
Irely says the department is moving forward with a goal in mind.
The ultimate goal here is not to prove who's right or who's wrong. The ultimate goal here is to prove what the problem is and fix it.
A final cost to this third-party investigation has yet to be determined. The commissioner says these investigations could take months to wrap up, but he believes at the end of it that there will be a solution. Reporting in North.
Rising frustration in the city of Trinidad. Residents there are going to get together to demand action of their city council in the fight over clean water. Families tell us they've been dealing with discolored water, sediment, foul odors. And this has been going on for months. And some say the problem has now, they believe, become a health concern. Our Marissa Armas from Trinidad in Henderson County.
Water is essential to life. But in the city of Trinidad.
You're right. Speaking of that, let me get a scripture on that. The basic necessities. Ecclesiastes chapter 29 verse 21. The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and house to cover shame. But ultimately I just want to read this part right here. But that's what, it's the chief thing for life. And water is critical to everything from bread, clothing, and house. Everything.
Dad, that lifeline is deteriorating.
If we had the flashlight here, you'll see a lot of particles and stuff. Discoloration, sometimes it looks really orange, brown, smells like lake water. Even sometimes when it's clear, it smells like lake water.
Misty Logan says the city's water is a painful reminder of the agony she claims it caused her 16-year-old daughter, Mackenzie.
And she's...
Damn. Woo-wee, got them whelps.
On my floor crying, literally burning head to toe.
What the fuck going on? And man, you imagine drinking that shit.
Well, she said
your insides would be looking like the outside.
Spots itched. She got a couple sores off of it on her leg, nothing too big.
Logan says a doctor determined her daughter suffered chemical burns, likely following repeated exposure to something in the water.
Boy, people water. Hey, if you ain't got a shortage of water, you damn sure gonna have your water just ain't gonna be safe to bathe or drink. Fuck no. And that's fucking sad. But see, this what happens when the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. These niggas disregard the infrastructure. They don't give a fuck. They do things on purpose to fuck people up. Yeah, when the wicked bear fruit, the people more. And it's Esau Edom, so-called white man. But he ain't white, he's red. As you can see, Becky Sue, her legs red. Look at her neck. That shit red. That red. That ain't white. That red. Red. A bunch of red ass, red arm, fucking red neck. Well, red arm, red legs. Red chest, red titty, red booty cheeks, red. Exposure
to something in the water.
Not white.
Never thought that we would be afraid of water.
Damn.
And residents say these water concerns are nothing new. Several tell CBS News Texas they've dealt with sediment, discoloration, and foul-smelling water for...
I think, was this the woman who got... No, it was a woman who got arrested for posting the dirty water issue that they have in their town. She got arrested for that shit. And they telling the people that it's all an illusion, there's nothing to see here. She's just crazy. The water is clean. What are you talking about? What she's crazy. We arrest her because she's crazy. She's posting videos and it's all fake. It's AI generated. Anyway.
Years.
They made it clear, especially in the last meeting, that they don't care.
Beth Collings.
Damn. Man. And if they don't, I'm pretty sure they all got to be Edomites. And that's fucked up when they don't care about their own people. Damn. Let me see. Ecclesiastes chapter 14 verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? And Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 3. A unwise king destroyeth his people. Yeah. I don't really have to read. I ain't got to read the rest because, I mean, you get the point.
Worth says she and others have repeatedly brought these concerns to city council members and the city administrator with little progress.
I'm watching people suffer. There are so many immunocompromised people here and disabled.
People with bad immune systems, weak immune systems.
Elderly and children.
Trinidad Mayor Dennis Hawes agrees the water issues are alarming.
Like a lot of these...
Yeah, it's alarming. Look, he was taking a deep breath and sighing like, oh, it's alarming. Nothing to worry. We got it taken care of. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about.
Small towns, we've got a lot of infrastructure that's very old.
Yeah, and we got a data center in the backyard, too.
We've got a water plant that's pretty old.
Residents say while they feel some city leaders are listening, others are not taking the crisis seriously. Mayor Hawes says finding the money to fix the water system is a challenge.
The big message...
Damn. In America? The most wealthiest nation in the world? It's hard to find money in a small town to fix the water, especially when it's in Texas. They should be getting some funding from the governor. The WEF governor of Texas.
I hope they take us. We need help. We need help.
In April, the city of Trinidad and
the World Economic Forum governor of Texas.
Texas Commission on Environmental Quality issued a boil water notice after numerous complaints from residents, but it was lifted 2 days later. The city then notified the state that it would change the disinfectant used in its water distribution system because of ongoing concerns. TCEQ confirmed to CBS News Texas it has received multiple complaints regarding Trinidad's water quality and says the investigation is ongoing.
It's not easy for a small town like Trinidad to address these issues. It's very expensive to dig those pipes up, put new pipes in.
At least 5 residents have filed lawsuits.
And you don't want to bother doing that? Meanwhile, still having people drink shitty, or I don't know if they even want to drink that shit. But damn. But anyway, hey, this Rome all over again. Rome all over again. With shitty infrastructure. Spiritual Rome here in America. Shitty infrastructure with water, buildings, bridges, roads. Yeah. And there's so much more that the comparisons about them, they're the same.
Against the city.
I'm just going to talk about infrastructure and the water that's being shitty, though.
Tied to the growing tensions inside the community. Attorney C.J. Grisham represents several of those plaintiffs.
What it really kind of boils down to, I think, is corruption and incompetence. We're going to litigate this issue until our clients feel like they've gotten justice. We're going to ensure that the people are held responsible.
The Constitution matters. Well, it won't be mattering soon once they do away with that bullshit.
People who are responsible.
I mean, yeah, it's bullshit to them. But they're going to do away with that shit just like they're going to do away with the Bible. And they're going to say, the hell what you say.
CBS News Texas.
The hell with the Constitution, the hell with the Bible.
This reached out.
That what these niggas going to say.
To all city council members and the city.
Hell, they already saying that anyway.
Administrator to ask them about the ongoing water issues. But after numerous emails, they did not return our request for comment.
So tonight,
It's about the water.
Last week, residents organized their own town hall, searching for solutions and hoping to put pressure on leaders to act.
It's scary, and we have a lot of concern. You see, there's a lot of emotion in these meetings. Hopefully today, because this is all we've asked for years, is a beginning.
Mayor Hawes is also calling for additional state assistance, such as bringing in the Texas Rangers to investigate the city's ongoing issues. But any of those actions will take time.
What the fuck is the eyes of the Ranger or what the hell are these niggas gonna do? Anyway, I think that's it. That's all I got. Everything's fucked up and the Lord is fucking it all up on you Babylonians. Shoot, yeah, plaguing y'all with nasty water. And then he got Esau not giving a shit. But hey, this is what happens when the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, or when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. And then that wicked be an unwise king that don't give a fuck about his own people, destroying his people. Yeah. He ain't doing, I mean, if he doing evil to his own people, what the hell makes you think you Israelites gonna get you think that nigga gonna be nice to you guys? No, he's gonna be worse. He's gonna be a bigger devil. If he a devil to his own people, he's gonna be a bigger devil to you Israelites. That's why you need to seek the Lord. For this devil, you know. Anyway, take your ass out. I don't know what else can I say. Let me see what I got. But all these are the plagues of the Lord, and they worldwide. Let me get something on that. Let me see. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw near and are not slack, as a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass of wounds, which pains when the child cometh forth they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So, man, it's gonna get rough out here. It's gonna be worldwide rough. Seek the Lord by seeking his prophets and take heed what they're saying. Pray the Lord give you the toughness to get through this roughness. Yeah. But build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, repenting of Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, hold on, did I say, well, for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah. If you ain't, and stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order with Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and bless to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.